the regular link. I think people can just come in when they want to.
Let me get out of this. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Bill. How you doing?
Doing good. Thank you. How are you guys?
Good, thanks. How
Hey
was your
there.
week?
Not bad. No complaints. All good.
Good. Bill, how's the truck running?
Good. Yeah. It's charging from the battery now the way it should.
That's awesome. Isn't that crazy that such a like not an easy fix? I mean, it's not that it's a hard fix, but that you would have to disconnect everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
just took the one wire off and stuck it back in. That's all I needed to do.
yeah.
That's my kind of fix.
Yeah, somehow there was just a glitch in the Bluetooth. That's an odd thing. I have not seen that one before.
Hmm.
I've seen the whole unit go bad, but I've never seen just a little glitch like that. But first I Googled it, and the first thing I came up with, that was somebody had that exact experience. Hey guys,
Yeah.
Rob and Jara, how you doing?
Thanks for all you East Coasters staying up late tonight.
Well, it's
Yeah,
not
it's late
that
here.
late. Not
And
Well,
you
that
thought
late.
ours was late, Jara.
It's 2 hours later, right? It's
Yeah.
9:30 there. Yeah.
Yeah. We
Who
do
was
our
it?
meeting. We do our meeting and it's 9 o'clock Eastern time, and this one is 9:30. So
How funny.
Hi Debbie. Hi Holly. How you doing?
Christine Treadway. Wow, I haven't seen you in years.
I know. Well, we're
I
still
still
not seeing her.
I still don't. Yeah.
Hey
Hey
guys, I'm
Christine,
still
how you
having trouble
doing?
figuring out why my camera is not lighting up. So I apologize. I'm not it looks like it should be on and I unclick it and it says nothing happens and the settings aren't helping me at the moment. So
Well, we're seeing a picture of a camera, like
Yeah.
a graphic, but
strange.
kind of weird.
It is. Well,
All right, we got Ruth. You want to kind of get us going? Should we give it we'll give it one more minute. I like to start things on time. How'd everybody do? People, I know Holly, you've been working on I don't know if you were going to change your name. You kind of were bouncing around the idea.
Monty's over there. Did you see his hand? I saw a hand by Debbie.
Oh,
yeah, I'm not sure yet what to do with it. So I liked the feedback. There is on our Facebook group feedback. Please give me
yeah.
feedback. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So I think we're going to get going. We appreciate everybody that's here on time, and I know others will trickle in, but we're not going to wait around for them. Okay. So Lisa, why don't you get us started?
Okay, so I'm super excited. We did some diving into our name and our niche, and it was just kind of like interesting because hit we just kind of worked on that title a lot. But at the end of the day, I started thinking to myself, our van channel is Our Thriving Life. You would not know that we're talking about vans on Our Thriving Life.
Although
And
it's not anymore. I changed it yesterday.
oh, he changed it yesterday. See, so I'm like, well, people don't care that it's Our Thriving Life and they come there for van information. But one of his reasons is that he wanted to change it back to the van life.
Well, I wanted to eventually broaden back out away from van stuff.
Yeah.
And I just really struggled with that. So it was a different channel when I started that, and I just left that name.
Yeah.
I finally yesterday changed it just Thrive Vans, which is our van business.
So that was I guess it leads into what I'm about to say. And that was Thrive Life was a springboard for Thrive Vans. And what I want to just tell you tonight is that we have the opportunity by being on YouTube to make some passive income, not only from our Thrive Life check, but we also get paid by YouTube. We also have affiliate links. And there's also things, if you're a creative person, like my husband, who looks at everything as another opportunity. For instance, he makes these plastic little spacers in the van, and we make them on our 3D printer. We bought this 3D printer because we thought it would be cool to make little toys for for the grandchildren one Christmas. And now he's monetizing the machine because we have orders coming in for these little spacers. So there is limitless things you can do with the passive income that comes in. But tonight we just kind of want to focus on getting started. And I'm getting a sense that people are excited. They're getting their heads wrapped around this. It is something that snowballs. This was like running through the mud in the beginning days of the van channel. And then all of a sudden, I've talked to Jara about this. It's just, it starts happening and it snowballs into something that is very large, and you get a lot of eyeballs on your product and your content. And then other people want you to collaborate. They want you as an influencer. As you start ticking up there, then people want your voice to be like, they want to collab on products that they have. And that's another opportunity. We don't do a whole lot of it. You'll get about 10 emails a day saying, hey, will you promote our product? And honestly, I turned down every single one. There was one that I just recently signed a contract on, and that was to do a monitor in our vans for dogs. We build so many vans for dog owners, and this little monitor, we hardwire that into the van, and the dog owner can leave the van and know the temperature of the van while they're away, and it alerts them if it gets dangerously hot or dangerously cold. So that's the only one that we've really ever signed contracts, but they pay us 30%. And again, another way to make passive income. And so YouTube will allow you to do that. It's super exciting to me. With just starting out with home parties and the one stream of income, that's exciting. And it springboarded us into the vans. But my gosh, you guys, you can have several streams so that you're not counting on just one. I never want to put all my eggs in one basket. I want to put them in 10. And I think you guys do too. So, Jeff, take it away. I think you've got other content.
That really is just an amazing thing about YouTube, is that you can create multiple streams of income. But the key is to create your channel and then create influence first and worry about the monetization later. That's going to come, but you first have to focus. You have to provide value to people without getting anything in return. That's what it's going to take in the beginning. You're not going to see an immediate payback. This is a long-term play. But it doesn't have to be super long. In a year or two, you can be doing really well with 5 or 10,000 followers or subscribers on your channel. You can create a really good business, and then it's just going to grow from there. So what I want to talk about tonight first, and just by the way, we created a Facebook group. It's called Thrive YouTube Creators. You can join that. That's where we're going to do a lot of the accountability and help. Like I did a post this past week. Hey, post your the name of your channel, or if you're struggling with that, some different ideas, and people can provide feedback as we start to do thumbnails and titles and things like that. We can kind of collaborate there. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on this call, although sometimes we might, but for the most part, this call we'll talk about strategy. And then on the Facebook group, we can do more collaboration and helping each other. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is the how YouTube determines if they're going to show your video to people. And we talked about this a little bit last week, but it used to be, when I first started doing YouTube a few years back, keywords were really the key. Or they also call them, what do they call them now? They don't call them keywords. They call them tags. So tags, but basically they're keywords, and people search for something. And if your video is tagged with those things, they'll find it and they'll watch it. So it's most of the views were coming from people searching for that topic. Whereas nowadays, people are finding videos because YouTube suggests them to people based on what they typically like to watch. And then if they think your video might be a good fit for them, they serve up the title and the thumbnail. And then if the person clicks on it and watches it, that's where most of the views come from. On a good viral video, you might only get 5, 10, 20% of your subscribers watching it, but 75 or 80% of the views probably will come from YouTube suggesting it to other people. So what I want to talk tonight about is how do you get YouTube to suggest your video to other people? And the number one way is through what's called CTR, or click-through rate. Okay. So the click-through rate means you are on YouTube, and I'm going to share my screen. Let's see, because I want to show everybody kind of what you see. If I can get this. All right, now I'm lost. What screen are you guys seeing? I got so many screens up here. Oh, I think it is okay, I think.
We're seeing
There's-
Are you seeing the Facebook group?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the problem is my bar is covered by, okay. So, oh, Jera, that's you. That isn't what I wanted to show yet, although I am going to talk about that in a minute. So if you just go to YouTube, that's our van channel. But if you were just to go to your homepage on YouTube, this is what you see. You see a whole bunch of thumbnails, right? And as you scroll through these, think about what catches your eye. Okay, so the thumbnail is super important, but the three things that I call it the three T's that go into the click-through rate that have an impact on the click-through rate are the topic of your video. The topic is super important. It has to be relevant. It really helps a lot if it's something that you're kind of known for, or something you've done in the past. If you do something that's totally outside of what you normally do, you may not have a super great click-through rate. Okay. Or YouTube might not show it to a ton of people. I've done videos where I thought, oh, this is a great idea, but it's not really within my niche, and the video flopped. But if I do something that's within my niche, and the title is something that's relevant and is interesting to people, then they turn to serve that up to a lot of people. So the first most important thing is the topic of your video. The second is the title, and the third is the thumbnail. So if you look at these, think about what catches your eye in the thumbnail. And pictures of people are great. A few descriptive words, especially words that create curiosity or intrigue, are really good. Like this one right here, 100,000 with 96 subscribers, $100,000 with 96 subscribers. You know, things like that catch your eye. This one here that says, which is better, Thinsulate versus wool? That's a van insulation thing, but videos that are something versus something tend to do very well. And they've called that out in the thumbnail. So the reason that I had Jera's page pulled up is Jera and Rob have done a fantastic job with thumbnails. This is exactly what you want to do. Okay. They, one thing I really like in thumbnails is to have a picture of you, because people tend to recognize you. How many of you, just raise your hand if you've ever heard of the YouTube personality named Mr. Beast?
Sure.
Okay, most of you. So Mr. Beast, the #1 YouTuber in the world, like over 200 million subscribers. I know I'm trying to look at everybody here. When they do a thumbnail, they typically will do 50 to 100 variations of a thumbnail. Everything, and their thumbnails almost always show a picture of Mr. Beast. But it might be his eyes are looking at one thing, or he has a surprised look, or he has a scared look, or they test all these different thumbnails in order to they have a whole team of people just to create their thumbnails. And then they narrow it down to 2 or 3. And there's actually something within YouTube where that's been rolled out to a limited number of people, but eventually to everyone, where you can actually test 2 or 3 different thumbnails. And so they're able to do that, where they'll put 2 or 3 thumbnails up and test those and see which one is performing best. And then they'll decide on that one and use that one exclusively. So basically my whole reason I explained Mr. Beast is his thumbnails pretty much always show a picture of him, because once you start to know who he is, you recognize him. Just like these of Jera, if once you've watched a few of her videos, you're going to recognize Jara and you're going to stop when you see that scroll. And then she's used text that's really bold, it's simple, and it's easy to, it catches your eye and it causes you to stop the scroll. Okay. So, Rob and Jara, would you mind, sorry to put you on the spot, but you guys have done such a great job. Just tell us, I think Rob mainly is doing the thumbnails, but tell us what software you're using and just kind of a little bit about how you kind of came up with the idea to do your thumbnails this way.
Yeah, we use Canva, and we have for quite a while now. I mean, as far as learning, what to do, I watch a lot of different YouTube gurus and sort of pick up things here and there and sort of mesh them all together. But it's also the thing with thumbnails is it sort of it always changes. So when something that's trending right now, in another month or two, it might not work, or it might work for somebody else, but it won't work for us. So you always have to be adapting. And also, I think it's really important to sort of like look at what other big channels are doing in your niche. So obviously we're in prepping. So if we look at some of the big channels that are also prepping channels, I mean, I hate to say copy what they do, but definitely learn from what they're doing and what's working, right now. So that's really what it boils down to.
Thank you. Appreciate you sharing that. Canva. So I mentioned that last week. Really simple program. And easy to learn. There's videos online that you can do. And so like Rob said, look at what other people are doing. Lisa said, I'm creative. I would say I'm not creative, but I can copy anything and then I can make variations on it. And so that's a really good key is look at what other people are doing and then just put your own twist on it. Okay. But thumbnail, super important. And just know that you can change out a thumbnail at any point. So if you upload a video and you have a thumbnail and you feel like it's not doing very well, or you feel like, what, that thumbnail is not great, you can go in and do a new thumbnail and upload that and update it. I've done that. I've changed thumbnails and titles even a month or two after I uploaded the video, and maybe it wasn't doing great, and then it starts doing better after I did that. So you can always change that down the road.
Rob, can I ask you a question on the Canva? Do you pay for the free version or the paid version?
We were using the free version for the longest time, and then we just got the paid version probably not quite a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's a lot you can do with the free version, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Thank you.
Can I,
Oh yeah, Bill, go ahead.
yeah, I used Wondershare Filmora for my editing, which is the same thing that Rob uses. And I was doing all of my thumbnails in there. And then Rob did a really excellent class in our group about how to do a thumbnail on Canva. So I started using Canva. Thank you very much, Rob. But I was using the free version, and then I realized there were some things that I wanted to do that I couldn't do with the free version, like remove the background and things like that. So I upgraded to the paid version. And now it's really cool because a video about my box truck camper van that I built. I took a picture of that and I removed the background. So now I've got just the camper. And I can put it on top of a thumbnail, like over in a corner or something like that. You can only do that if you have the paid version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
So I think it's getting started with the free one is a great way to do it. But if you're really creative, you're going to start to feel limited by that and then upgrade.
Excellent. Yeah, I think that's a good point. Not only with Canva, but a lot of tools that go along with YouTube. There's lots of free versions. Try them out. And then as you find some that you like, you might want to upgrade to the paid version. But great point. Hey, I just want to mention something. Bill Keller, if you don't know him, most of you probably do, but Bill has been doing trainings on YouTube. Bill is a very successful YouTuber. He was the pioneer Thrive YouTuber, Thrive Life YouTuber. and has built an awesome business, platinum executive, through his YouTube channel. And Bill has been doing classes, has a Facebook group, has lots of training videos. So I would encourage you to get on that one as well. I know some of you already have, but Bill is a wealth of knowledge, and Jara and Rob are on Bill's team, and they're on there and have done trainings as well there. So thank you. And thanks for being with us tonight.
Yeah, the group, Facebook group is called How to Thrive Online. And it's not about how to sell Thrive, it's about how to build a channel so that you have someone to thrive to sell to. And we already have, Jared and Rob are co-hosting with me, and we have already, I don't know how many dozens of training videos in the guides. It's a whole complete training program. So one thing, including several videos specifically about how to make thumbnails, which is what you're talking about.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. And there are also just tons of videos online about how to make thumbnails, how to edit videos, all this kind of stuff. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on those things. But there's a wealth of knowledge on YouTube about that. So going back to just this scrolling in the homepage and YouTube suggesting videos to watch, as you scroll through, if you click on one, so the first thing, the topic, title, and thumbnail is what's going to get you to stop and possibly click. Then once you click, the next thing that YouTube measures is the 30-second watch time. Okay, they want to see, do you click on it and stay for at least 30 seconds? Because they're assuming that if you do that, then whatever it was that you clicked on, the video matched up, aligned with that, and gave you what you were expecting. And then the next metric they look at is just how long. What's the watch time? How long do you watch? Do you watch till the end? YouTube wants you to come to YouTube, stay on YouTube all day long. They don't want you to leave. And so if you can keep them on your channel, or even if they watch multiple videos on your channel, that's helpful. There's lots of things that go into it, but the first ones are the click-through rate and the 30-second watch time. So the next thing I want to talk about that goes into that 30-second watch time is, or really all of this, is kind of a recipe for a successful video. Now I pulled up, can everybody see that spreadsheet on the screen? Okay, hopefully you can see it, and maybe I'll make it a little bit bigger.
Yeah, we can see it, but it's pretty small.
Yeah, let me try and make it a little bigger, and I'll go through this. But so I mentioned last week, and I put up on the channel a YouTube channel called Think Media. Think Media does a lot of training on how to be successful on YouTube, and I followed them for a long time. I've gone through a lot of their trainings. This is something that the beginning of this year, they did a video about how to create a winning video. And I've been doing that this year. And I'm nowhere near as big a channel as Bill or Rob and Jara, but I have grown. In the previous 3 or 4 years, I had gone up to about 7,000 subscribers. And then this year, I committed to this format that I'm going to talk about. And I've gone from 7,000 to I'm almost at 20,000. So I'm still a little micro channel, but I'm telling you, this has helped me a lot. It's helped me get a lot more views on my videos. So the first thing is the idea of the video. And so like we talked about, the topic. So I've just thrown something up here for an idea, getting prepared, where to start. Okay. So if you're going to do a video on where to start, because a lot of people feel lost. We know those of you who have done parties, that's a big question that people have is, how do I get started with this? So if I wanted to, so that's my topic. So the next thing is I would come up with a working title. Might not be the final title, but at least something that kind of an idea of what it's going to be about. Then here's something that I still struggle with, but I'm trying really hard. And that is to come up with a concept for my thumbnail before I ever even shoot the video. Because what happens with me is if I don't do this, I shoot the video, I edit the video, and I've got nothing for my thumbnail. And I'm having to take a screenshot from the video, which isn't the worst thing. It can work, but there are better ways to do it. And it's better to be intentional. Like Rob and Jara with those shots, from what Rob and Jara told me, you kind of did a photo shoot, right? Where you just took a bunch of shots, headshots of Jera with different expressions and things. And then you're able, Rob, just to drop those in whenever you do a thumbnail, right?
I think
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like a template.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that.
So be super intentional. So I just put an idea here of a picture of Lisa holding a list of 5 things. You know, do it with a few different expressions on her face. So come up with an idea for your title. So your topic, your title, and your thumbnail. Next, this is super important. You want to hook them in the first 30 seconds because that's what YouTube is measuring. They want to see, did they click on your title, topic, thumbnail is going to get them to click. And then once they click, do they stay on your video for at least 30 seconds? So in that first 30 seconds, you want to deliver on that topic, title, and thumbnail and let them know that, yeah, whatever it was I clicked on, that's what I'm getting. Because if you do what people call clickbait, where it's something that gets a lot of clicks, but it has the video doesn't actually deliver on that, they're just going to leave. They're not going to watch it. And that's going to hurt the analytics. So here's in the first 30 seconds, you want to give them what I call the value proposition. Tell them what they're going to get. So for example, in this video, I'll share the top 5 things you should do to get prepared. We'll talk about food, water, power, communications, and having a plan of action. And make sure you say, okay, so that's the first thing, is just give them what they're going to get in the video. You could have what's called B-roll, which is maybe some other shots. It can be still shots. It can be some video where you've just shot and you're talking over that's showing little shots. If you ever look at Mr. Beast, that's what he does. He's talking, but he's got tons of these really fast moving B-roll shots in the first 30 seconds. It's going to show what you're going to get in the video. Okay. There's lots of ways to do it, but the bottom line is just tell them what they're going to get and then give them a reason to watch till the end. Okay. And so here's an example of what you could say, something like, and make sure you stay till the end because we'll show you how to make a healthy meal your family will love using some freeze-dried ingredients. Okay. So tell them what they're going to get, give them a reason to watch to the end, then just remind them they're in the right place. So if you've been thinking about getting more prepared, or maybe you've started but still have questions, this video is for you. So let's get started. Something like that. So that would take about anywhere 20, 30 seconds. I try to get that in the first 30 seconds. So immediately they see what they're going to get. Now, you'll notice this is something relatively new on YouTube, is if you hover over a video, it starts playing. And so another good thing to do is to have some captions come up in the first 30 seconds, especially so that, like, I have my computer muted, but if he had captions popping up, I would see exactly what it was about, or even the subtitles would help. But captions are really nice to, I could, if it was this topic that I was just talking about, I could have just words pop up: food, water, power, communications, plan of action, as that's rolling. And that reinforces that they're in the right place. Okay. So after you've done that first 30 seconds, now you notice I didn't say, hey, I'm Jeff, or I'm Lisa, and our channel is called this, and I've been, cooking, and I'm a foodie, and I love this. I didn't say anything about me. You can do that at the end, but don't spend your first 30 seconds with that. So here's 2 options. You could either, right after you do that intro, do a really quick, less than 10 seconds saying who you are, or just don't do that at all and just save it till the end. I usually save it till the end because I feel like I just don't want to spend any time up front I want to give them what they came for. So then I would hit on 3 to 5 points. Okay. So I want to just show you really quickly an amazing tool. So this is ChatGPT. It's an AI tool. I could go here, my microphone's in my way, and I could just say, give me 5, hang on, I had one saved. It was on my phone. Give me 5 things to do to get prepared for emergencies. and it just spits out a bunch of stuff
You
here.
can also do this for the topic or the name of your channel.
Yeah.
I need, channel names that include preparedness and gardening. Bam. It will give you a list of 20 things that you can use for your.
Yeah.
your
I found that AI is
channel.
almost never going to give you an exactly what you need. But like I was saying, I'm not very creative, but I can copy and I can tweak and I can, I need something to help me get started. And so this is a great way to do it, is just, put a prompt in there, like, give me ideas on 5 things to do to get started, to get prepared for emergencies. And it'll give you ideas. So that's a really good thing to do, to come up with your points. So hit on 3 to 5 points. And then once you've covered your topic, then you want to transition them. Once you have some videos up there, I try to do this with my van channel, is give them a reason to watch another video. So in this case right here, it says, if you're thinking about getting more prepared, you might be wondering which foods to store. We've done a video where we shared our 5 foods that we couldn't live without. So you could have, once you start to build up a library or a catalog of videos, you can refer them to another video to watch. That if they watch this video, it's likely they would be like that one. And at the end of a YouTube video, you can put in there suggested videos, what you suggest, and you can specifically pick a video, or you can let YouTube suggest it. So what I usually do is I pick one, and then I let YouTube pick one based on that person's likes. And I tend to get a lot of watches on the video that I suggest, because it's related to what they've just watched. So you're not going to probably do this in the beginning, but as you get a few videos, you might have another video that you could point them to go watch. And then you just want to wrap up. I always do this. Like, we've got other videos on our channel with tips and tricks and hacks to get your family prepared with nutritious, delicious foods. So click or tap the screen for more videos, and please consider subscribing, and be sure to smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next video. And so do a wrap up. Now, I think it's a really good idea to wrap your video the same every time. Bill is really good about this. Bill and Elizabeth, whether Bill's just doing it or both of them, or even a couple of times Lisa and I have done videos with them, and we do the little wrap at the end, the little outro, right? And Bill, what do you say?
So I just say, Elizabeth and I go back and forth, and I start the end just by saying, so thanks for watching. And she says, live simple. And I say, live free. You be blessed. And she says, I love you, and I'll see you next time. We say the same thing every time.
Yep.
I think you build up a brand by doing that.
And we also have the same theme music that we've been using beginning and end for 10 years.
Yep. People, you build up a brand, and people come to expect that. And if you leave it out, they're like surprised, and they will actually watch till the end to make sure you do it. I found that my little wrap up that I do in my van videos, people stay till the end just to see, is he going to say it? Is he going to say it? And so come up with some little thing that you can say at the end, and say it the same every time. I really think that's a really important thing. So really, this is just really basic outline. Go ahead, Bill.
We have an intro the same way. We do what we call our pre-intro, where we go through, like you said, tell them what they're gonna do, and then we put up our logo, and that's where the theme music starts. And the logo only lasts for about like 3 seconds, 4 seconds, something like that. And then we say, hey, I'm Bill. I'm Elizabeth. Live simple, live free. And today we're talking about, and we do that same thing every single time.
Yeah. And I agree with you. Now, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but your intro used to be quite a bit longer, right?
Yeah. I really liked it. We showed clips of all the different things that we did, but it was like 35 seconds long or something like that. And I was in Maine visiting with my brother-in-law, and he watches all our videos. He was there when one of them came up, so he watched it. And then as soon as that started, he clicked past it, and he apologized to me. He said, I don't watch that anymore. I just click over it. And I went, aha. So I changed it to just our logo. It lasts about 3 seconds, and it's gone.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. I noticed when you made that change, and I've heard that's kind of, if you look, I used to have an intro in mind and I took it out. And if you do an intro, there's nothing wrong with doing an intro, but keep it, like Bill said, 3 to 5 seconds, 10 seconds max. Don't spend a lot of time telling about who you are and why you're doing this. You can do that later if you want, towards the end. Like you notice, we didn't even mention the name, just at the very end, said, you know, I'm Lisa with our channel and whatever her rap. We haven't even come up with her rap. So on my van channel, I always say, please consider subscribing and make sure to smash that like button, and we'll see you in the next video. Jeff with Thrive Vans, thrive on. See ya. That's my outro. I do it every time the same. So come up with something that you like, that's catchy, and that you can stick with. And I think that's a really important thing to do. Okay. So will every video have every one of these things? Probably not. But the more of these things you can put into your videos, I believe the topic, title, and thumbnail are vital. That's the most important thing. And then, you know, will you always have the hook at the beginning? Will you always say, make sure you stay till the end to see this? Maybe, you know, I don't do it every time. I try to. Sometimes it just doesn't fit in. But the more you can do these things, the better you're going to do.
Like in van reveals, when we're doing those, I'll say, no, wait till the end, because we have a really super creative, whatever we did new in that van. We always hold that to the last. And people will stick around to see what the new toilet is, or what the new shower is, or what the new gadget is, but people will stick around to do that. And think of it, guys, as thousands of eyeballs. This is the #2 search engine behind Google. And I was looking at preparedness, and there really isn't a whole lot of people talking about our food. But of course, you can't talk about just Thrive. We all know that. We've all failed doing that, especially me. So, but just think of thousands of people at your party every day. Every time you shoot a video, thousands of people are going to be flocking to your video to look at that content and to see if you're using a sprinkle of raspberries in your salad that day. They are going to definitely look at that Thrive Life link. So be thinking of that versus parties and expos.
And it lives forever.
So
people are going to keep watching that video for months and years. So it's not like, oh, I post this video and I get 1,000 people watch this video in the first week or month or whatever. They just keep watching it for years. And so it's like if you did a party a week and all of those parties just keep going and people just keep ordering off all the parties. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about, so once you've come up with, we talked last week about coming up with the name of your channel, the niche first, name, and then what was the other thing? Oh, brainstorming some ideas. So if you're still struggling with ideas for topics, you can just get started with a AI, ChatGPT or another one, just to get ideas. You know, give me 10 topics about, you know, storing healthy food or something like that. I think
that's the hardest thing, is coming up with things every week. Is it not, Jara and Rob and Bill? Like, coming up with different topics is challenging, but ChatGPT can help you out.
It can just get you started, get you thinking. It gets the juices flowing. Okay. So once you've done that, it's really important to schedule. This is what I do. I shoot my video every Friday morning, and I schedule time on Wednesday or Thursday, that I plan out my video. I go through this outline. I fill this out. I think about it all week. I fill this out, and then I go and I shoot it on Friday morning. And then on Saturday, I edit it. And on Sunday morning, I upload it. Okay. So come up with a schedule, because if it's scheduled, you're much, much more likely to do it consistently. And like we talked about last week, this is a game of consistency. YouTube is not going to suggest your videos if you're dropping a video here and a video there. I learned that the hard way. Bill used to bug me all the time, because a couple of years ago, I did a video a week. And then last year, I probably did 7 or 8 videos the whole year. And he's just like, yeah, I watch your YouTube channel. You haven't been uploading any videos. And this year I've been consistent. Have I done it every week? No, but I've missed a few. But for the most part, I've uploaded every week, and I've seen a dramatic difference in how my videos are suggested to other people by YouTube. So super important. So schedule it in your calendar, both the planning, the shooting, the editing. Speaking of editing, I just want to, we're not going to go into like training or say anything on editing. There's lots of stuff online. Bill, I don't know if you have editing in your thing, in your
Yes.
Facebook group.
Yes, we do. Yep.
Okay, so the two softwares I would recommend, if you're using a PC, Bill uses Filmora. It's free. I don't know if there's a paid version, but I know there's a free version.
No, there's a free version that's just a trial. It's fully functional, but it has a Filmora watermark across it. And then, so if you buy the paid version, then you can unlock it and get rid of that watermark.
Okay. Okay.
But that allows you to get it and use it and experiment with it before you actually buy it.
Okay. And how much is it? Is it a monthly or is it a?
No, well, there's two different ones. There's one that's like just over $100, I think, and it's a one-time purchase. But but you don't get upgrades. And then there's another one that's an annual fee, $80 or something like that. I don't know. And you get upgrades every time they upgrade to a new version. You get that new version.
Just grab yours. Good. Okay. And the other one, if you have a Mac, iMovie is really good. It's free. It comes with a Mac. I used iMovie for probably the first 3 years that I was doing videos. It worked great. I now use one called Final Cut Pro, which is also made by Apple. There's more expensive ones. There's Premiere by Adobe. There's DaVinci Resolve. You don't need any of those fancy, expensive ones. Filmora, iMovie, those will do everything you need to do. Rob and Jared, do you guys use Filmora?
Yeah, we do. Yep.
Yeah, that'll do everything you need. But if you have a Mac, you can do the free iMovie, and it works really well. Okay, I think that's my computer's getting low. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover tonight. So we talked last week about other ways of monetizing, like Amazon, becoming an Amazon associate.
Sharing.
Oh yeah, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Oh, I wanted to show you one thing. So I think this is pretty funny. While I'm sharing my screen. So I talked about Think Media. The guy that started Think Media is named Sean Cannell. And Sean, he now has over 3 million subscribers, got a great YouTube channel teaching people how to succeed on YouTube. So I just want to play, I'm going to play just a quick little part of one of his videos. This is just
era on YouTube. Everything is changing. Subscribers mean nothing. Literally just a vanity metric now. So the question is, what's working right now on YouTube? And is it still possible to start and grow a channel?
Okay, so could you guys hear that? No. I'm
Barely.
sorry. Zoom is awful that way. This probably isn't going to work then. So I want to show you is you can see that you got graphics, great lighting, great cameras. He's polished. He's so good. But when he started, he was awful. And he makes fun of himself all the time about the first YouTube video that he ever uploaded. And so I just want to show you really quick. And I don't know if this will even work or not. This is the first video that he ever did. And I'm just going to show a little bit.
All right, so this is, I guess, the first Sean Thinks vlog, and I'm going to try to vlog every single day, mainly so I can remember what I'm even doing and what's going on, because I just feel like I have a lot that I'm thinking about, and I figured, hey, why not share it? And if you find something interesting, that's awesome. Now, this is definitely as real as it gets, so I'm not going to try to be energetic or entertaining.
All right. So I don't know if you guys could hear that. I think it's pretty funny. So he is like, he has over 3 million subscribers. He's such a good trainer and such a good speaker. But when he did his first video, he was so bad. The lighting was bad. The camera work was bad. He had no energy. That's where we all start. Maybe not as bad as him, but we all have to start somewhere. And we all I know that a lot of people are uncomfortable with getting in front of a camera, putting themselves out there, right, Debbie? But if you just do it, the reward is so great. Like I mentioned last week, when you started doing parties, those of you that have been around a while and went out and did parties, it was uncomfortable. You had to really push yourself.
Some of us didn't even bring food, Sherry Brower.
But you got better and better at it, right? And felt more comfortable with it. It's really the same thing with video. Okay, you got to just do it. The Think Media, their little intro they do is you got to just press record. Okay, and I love that, because if you don't do that, we can talk and we can plan and we can think about this and we can come up with the creative names for our channel and all this. But if we don't press record, nothing's going to happen. So that is going to be the challenge for this coming week. I want you to shoot a video that you can upload to YouTube about the niche that you've come up with. You've come up with hopefully some titles or ideas for some videos. If you haven't yet, then you're behind. You need to do that. But then the next step is to shoot a video, because all these other things we've talked about, being able to grow your Thrive Life business, being able to create other streams of income, none of those are gonna happen until you grow your influence on YouTube. Okay, so you got to build your channel up, and then you can start doing that other stuff. I think I saw a hand. Bill, did I see you waving your hand? No? Okay, I thought somebody with a dog or a cat. Is that a cat or a dog? I can only see the back of it. Cat.
It looks like a cat.
Okay, I thought there was a hand waving. So on the Facebook group that we created, that's a great place where we can give each other feedback and share our wins. And so what I want everybody to do is create your channel, post your channel. I'll do a post on there, but you can put your YouTube channel, and then we can all go and subscribe it, and you'll have about 15 or 20 subscribers right off the bat to get a little jump start. And then once you've uploaded your first video, you can post that, and then we can start.
We'll all get notified.
We'll all get notified, and we start doing that. And
Holly's got a video, Sherry's got a video,
yep.
Debbie's got a video, Bill's got a video. You're gonna be like bing, 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 bing. It's gonna be awesome.
How long should the videos be? What are you shooting for?
I would not shoot for anything. So I mentioned last week that the Sean Cannell, what he says, it should be as short as possible and as long as it needs to be. Okay. There is more and more evidence that long form videos are doing better and better on YouTube. So I know Jera has had short ones and long ones, and maybe she can speak to this. I know Bill has all different ranges. I personally used to try to keep my videos under 10 minutes. And then it was too hard. I had too much information. I'd start doing 20 or 25 or 30, and they did better. Here's the thing. If you do a 8-minute video and people watch half of it, that's only 4 minutes of watch time. But if you do a 30-minute video and they watch half of it, that's 15 minutes of watch time. And like we talked about last week, your watch time is one of the criteria that's going to get you to be able to monetize your channel, but also it goes into the analytics, and is YouTube suggesting your videos to people? What is your watch time? So it's important to get watch hours. And so long video, there's nothing wrong with doing long videos if you have information to provide. Any YouTubers, Jera, Bill, you want to?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. And like you said, like Sean Cannell says, has to be as long as necessary, but no longer. If you have something to say, by all means say it. One thing that really frustrates me is when I would go to a video to learn how to do something, and they would only give me like 90% of what I needed to be able to do it, because they didn't want the video to be too long, so they cut it off, and it left me with frustration because I didn't quite know how to do that. So our videos generally tend to be between 20 and 30 minutes. We just say what we need to say. Here's the thing. If it's engaging, people will watch it. If it's not engaging, they won't watch it. And we did a video 3 weeks ago, It was a Q&A about our camper truck and our RV trip that we just took out west. It was, I think, 48 minutes, and I felt like, oh, that's too long. But I was just answering questions, that viewers had asked, and we got several comments that, I can't believe that was 48 minutes. I still wanted more because it was engaging because we were answering the questions that our viewers had watched.
Yep.
So time doesn't really matter. What matters is whether you're engaging or not.
Yeah. Yeah. Great answer. Rob and Jerry, you want to share? I know you guys have some longer form videos, and tell us how those have done and what your feelings are on this.
I mean, I agree with you guys. Like, whatever you have to do to cover what you want to cover. I try to keep mine under an hour, which I mean, I know I do tend to have long videos, but that's just kind of what I do. But I mean, I think the key is to keep it moving. Like, it can be long if you're showing stuff. Don't have like big long stretches where you're peeling potatoes or something like that. Like, it's if you keep it moving, then yeah, whatever you have to show. There's been a couple times maybe that it was getting so long that I were like, why don't we cut this into a part one and a part two? But also, I think when we did that, maybe I was also getting sick and we're like, we might not have a video next week. So we better, it was kind of like a combination thing. But as long as it's under an hour, we're good. And it hasn't hurt us, obviously. So
yeah. Your channel's growing. So obviously that's working well. I was just going to say, when you were talking about peeling potatoes, that's a great point because a lot of us may do cooking on a video. You don't have to show the whole thing, you stirring something for 10 minutes while it simmers. You can do what's called jump cuts, where you start it, you cut, in your editing software, you pick back up when it's almost done and you taste it and you say, hey, that tastes great. You don't even, it used to be that people would, when they did things that were long, they would just do it in fast motion and show you you don't even need to do that. Just jump cut right through. Start watching other people's videos and you'll notice these things. But creative editing to take out all the dead time and the slow things and things, everything in your video, every point you make should add value. If you're just repeating yourself or it's not adding to what you've talked about so far, then cut it out. Okay. If it's engaging and interesting and adds value to people, they're going to watch it. But if it's just peeling potatoes or simmering your gravy, they're not going to watch it.
Howie asked, do you have someone do the filming of you, or is it possible to do it all on a tripod? Not sure how to do the filming part. I asked Jara today, do you have a special camera? She said, nope, I still use my phone and it's broken. And she said, I made a little tripod. What did you make that out of, Jara? Something she had around the house.
Well, when we first started, I mean, we just used what we had when we first started. And like, we still use our phones, but he actually did have a full-size tripod and I could never get comfortable with using it. I had a little short, like flexible leg tripod that we just already had, like that, like what Bill's showing. And I would set it up on, sometimes I had a certain cardboard box. I still have the same cardboard box in my hallway because I used it for so long. I would set the box on the island and set that little tripod on the box. Or if I needed it further away, I'd stack up 2 stools behind the island. I'd put it on there. I have something different now, but I still don't I never got comfortable with a regular tripod. He uses that. Maybe, yeah. So I have something different I use, but nothing expensive. And we started with what we had. I have bought things in the clearance aisle at Walmart, like ring lights with phone stands that are for teenagers, and they work fine for a few months till I break them or whatever. So it doesn't, and you can do, because some people will have somebody film them, but neither one of us really wants to be around, like have the other one around while we're filming. So we do tripods or something, but you can even, I've sometimes propped my camera. If I'm filming something right in front of me, I prop it against a heavy water bottle on the counter. Or there's a girl who will prop hers in her cabinet and stands in front of her open cabinet when she's talking to the camera in her kitchen. So there's lots of different things you can do, and it doesn't have to be professional or fancy. But if you have somebody that could film you and you are comfortable with that, that's not a bad idea either, but it doesn't have to be.
Yeah. Tripods work great. We use tripods almost all the time. When we're filming. I also do use more of just like a selfie cam where I just hold it in front of me and talk. So you can do that. But obviously, if you're doing something like cooking or something, then it is nice to have a tripod. And like we talked about last week, your phone is a great camera. If you've bought your phone in the last 3 years or 4 years or even 5 years, it's got a great video camera on it, and you can use that. If you want to spend some money on equipment, you can. I love camera equipment. My dad was a crazy camera. We had a dark room in my house, and he had clients in Japan who would bring him over gray market cameras from Japan back in the 70s. And so I'm a big camera guy, so I spent a lot of money on camera stuff, but you don't have to.
Gadget guy in general.
Yeah.
So he loves a new toy.
Yeah. I've got I probably got 8 or 10 tripods and tons of lights and stuff, because I'm just always buying that kind of stuff. But you don't have to. You can get great results with your phone.
Yep. Start where you are. Don't feel like you, and April asked about the template available for the big idea sheet. I think that's the recipe that Jeff can post that on the name of the group. What is the name of the group?
It is Thrive YouTube. What is it called? Thrive YouTube Creators. Thrive YouTube Creators. So just
we'll post
click
it
that,
there so
ask to join. So I'll post that there. It seemed like I don't see any.
What's the name of our, Linda? Did you ask what is the name of our channel? Where's Linda?
Yes, I was wondering where to post up my video.
Oh, so you're going to want to create a channel for yourself and upload it to that, and then just post the link on the Facebook page, Facebook group, and then we'll all see it. So here's the thing. We haven't gotten into the nitty-gritty about creating a channel, all that, but there are step-by-step guides on YouTube. If you just Google how to create a YouTube channel, there are guides there. And here's one thing. Don't get hung up on the name. The name of your channel is important, but it can be changed, and it's not that important. Okay. Especially in the beginning. Get something out there that makes sense for you. Like I said, the things that's going to determine your success in the beginning is your titles, topics, titles, and thumbnails. It's not the name of your channel. And like I said last week, I'll bet half of the people that I follow on YouTube that are huge YouTube creators, it's just their name. So it doesn't have to be something that's just this perfect name for whatever it is you're doing. You can come up with that later. Get something, get a channel started, get a video uploaded, and get started. You got to just press record. Any other questions before we end?
I just wanted to say that you talked about the tutorials for like starting the channel. I think that's just this last week. That's what we did for a training on how to thrive online. So that's on there if anybody's in that group.
Perfect.
In the guides, how to thrive online, the guide number 5 is called the tech stuff. And we talk all about how to do editing, how to make thumbnails, how to upload, all that stuff. It's all in there.
Good.
Guide number 5.
Okay, so I encourage you, Bill, remind us, it's called How to Thrive Online, is yes. Bill, and that's on Facebook.
Yes.
Okay, Facebook group. Okay, Carrie,
and
you have a question?
That's me, and that's Jara and Rob.
Yep. Carrie, you have a question?
Yeah, where did you, what channel did you post your information about the Amazon, what's it called?
Amazon Associates?
Yes, thank you. Was that last week you said?
So I mentioned it. Here's the thing.
Okay.
I haven't gotten into that because here's the thing. Until you have a bit of a channel or getting some views, then the associate stuff isn't really, or the affiliate stuff isn't really going to be that applicable. In fact, if you apply for most affiliate programs, they'll turn you down if you don't have some kind of a following. And so that's something we want to get into down the road. Amazon is actually one of the easier ones to become. They call it Amazon Associates. They don't call it affiliate, but it is an affiliate marketing program. I think, Debbie, you guys applied, and did you get approved? Do you know?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So I don't know. I applied for Amazon Associates pretty early on. I did have probably a few hundred subscribers, and I was approved. And then their criteria, I think, is just that you get a few sales in the first 30 or 90 days, something like that. So three sales, 90 days. Is that right, Monty?
Yes.
You just see this hand coming out of the blurry background.
3 sales in 90 days is part of the requirements to be totally approved.
Yeah. So that's pretty easy once you get up and running. But honestly, I wouldn't worry about those things just yet. Let's get the channel up and going, get some videos up there, get some people watching, get all of us subscribed to your channel, and then start growing it. And then we'll talk about how you can become an affiliate, how to do that. I've come up with something that in the last couple of months. So I used to always, because I'm on our van channel, I'm talking about van building. So I'm talking about materials and supplies and things all the time on that channel. And I would drop links in my videos in the description about the things that I use. Hey, here's some things that I mentioned in the video. Here's links to them, and they were affiliate links. Well, I had an idea not too long ago to create a Google Doc, and I'm going to show that here, right here. So I now have this Google Doc, and it's got all the products that we use in a van build. Like, I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, 221 lines. And all of these links are Amazon affiliate links. So now that I've got, get a decent number of views on my videos, I just mentioned in my video, hey, if you want to get access to our Google Doc that has all the materials we use in a van build, then there's a link in the description. So now they can go onto and get this one doc, and it has all the links in it, and I can update them whenever I want. And that right up here shows who's on it. So right now there's one person, an anonymous wombat is on the page looking at it right now, but there's always at least one person, and usually 5 to 10 people on this thing looking at it. And so once you kind of get going, and we'll talk about how to do this, but once you kind of get your Amazon thing rolling, you can create a document like this where you share all of your links. And it doesn't have to just be Amazon. It can be other things. We're affiliates for some other companies like this one, this extruded aluminum company. So anyway, there's ways that you can monetize it and make it easier for people to use those links. And that's one idea that I had a couple months ago, and it's made a big difference. Probably doubled the amount of money that we make off of our affiliate links because I have it in a Google Doc rather than just dropping links in the description. And we'll
What's the name of your van? What's the name of your van channel? My son's building one. So
it's called Thrive Vans. Drop the E and just run all together. So Thrive Vans.
Okay, thanks.
Bill, did I see a hand?
Yeah, I just recently built out my box truck into a camper van, and I used Jeff's links for probably a third of everything that I bought in that camper. All kinds of things, the lighting, the hot water heater, all kinds of stuff. So thank you, Jeff. That because you go to Amazon to try to buy a 12-volt light, and there's 800 of them. Which one do you get?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I wanted to caution you about Amazon. I was an Amazon associate for a number of years, and I was making fairly good money. All of a sudden, I got an email from them that said, you have violated our terms of service or whatever in this video, You have 30 days to fix it, or we'll delete your account. I said, I didn't know what I did. I emailed them back several times. I said, what did I do? Tell me, and I'll fix it. They never got back to me, and they canceled my account. That was like 3 years ago, and I haven't had one since. But since then, I think it's because they require that you have a disclaimer in there that I'm a Amazon associate, and I might earn some money from this. I didn't know that. I didn't have that one little disclaimer in there. I think that's why they canceled me.
Probably. Yeah, you definitely have to have the disclaimer. I even have it on that Google Doc, and I have it in all the videos. As an Amazon affiliate, we may earn a small income, a small commission if you order through this link, but it won't cost you any additional money, something like that. But yeah, you do have to have a disclaimer. Yeah,
so I think I'm going to.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to try it. I think I'm going to try it again with Amazon. Just use a different email address and see if I can get approved again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
ahead, Jared.
I was gonna say similar cautions to him. Like number one, like the whole like having to get a certain number of sales within the first, like they do have ways of knowing if it's like you're sending it to your sister or something. So make sure you do have a following that will order from you before. But we got our first account turned off because like definitely read their terms and services because like you have to like put into your account like all the places, like for example, every Facebook group that we might use, put things into, we have to make sure it's in our account. Like you have to make sure that you have approved, or it's not really approving, it's like or is it approving? I don't know. We just have to put in there every place we might put our link. And there's certain places you can't, like they can't be used in emails and ebooks and things like that. So, and they are serious about that because we got an account shut down. So, and Bill got an account shut down. So be very careful with that is my caution there.
Good point. And yeah, Bill cautioned me this a long time ago, but it's something that's worth repeating. And that is, do be careful. Once you start to build some influence, you'll have a lot of people who hit you up and want you to push their products, and be very careful and very selective, because you want to give people, provide value to people. That's why they're going to come to their channel. And if they feel like you're constantly pushing products on them, then they're going to unsubscribe. And so it is important to be careful about that and to provide value, but people don't mind helping you out, with purchases and things like that. And same thing with talking about Thrive in your videos. You don't want your channel to be just about Thrive. You want it to be a lot about something you're passionate about, and hopefully that ties in with Thrive and you sprinkle Thrive in, but it's not the sole purpose or niche of your channel is Thrive. That's why I caution against, and I broke this rule, having Thrive Life in your name. I don't mind. I've mentioned this before. I would not have Thrive Life or even Thriving Life, which I used to have, and I just changed it. But I don't mind having the term Thrive, because Thrive means a lot of different things. And it really does encompass being prepared, healthy, being, income, all those kinds of things. So personally, I don't mind that, but I would try and, as much as possible, stay away. I wanted Lisa's channel just to be her name and not be anything else, but she didn't want that. But anyway, come up with a name, but I would try and stay away from Thrive Life and try and,
And I also think be careful if you do use your name. I know that we follow some van lifers and it's their first given names, but their last name is a totally bogus name.
Yeah.
And so it's just to keep, from people like cruising up and down your street and figuring out where you live and all that good stuff. So, yeah.
All right.
Are there any precautions that you would suggest on situations like that? I know I've heard some people actually get a Google phone number to use to try to cut down on those type of predators, I guess you would say.
Yeah, we've done that. Bill, you have some input?
Yeah, I can address that. I used GoDaddy to get a business phone number that rang to my cell phone, and I did that specifically because I wanted to get a different area code. I was living in northern Pennsylvania at the time, and I was just using my phone number, and a number of people said, "Oh, I see you live in the Scranton area." So I got a area code that was for Binghamton, New York, and that threw people off because now they think I live in New York. Another thing is, and I made a mistake early on, and I didn't know it for years, but when I first started Thrive, I was not on YouTube, and my Thrive link was B Keller, thrivelife.com/B Keller. And then when I started on YouTube and I started making some real sales, and I never put my name on our last name on our YouTube at all, but because it was on our Thrive website, it started to become known. So now everybody on my YouTube channel knows I'm Bill Keller, and we get people all the time that search us and find our total information, and it's scary. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put B Keller, I would have put Bill K. Brad and Krista have a channel called Big Family Homestead. I know their last name because I sponsored them, but nobody else does. And if you go to their Thrive website, it says bigfamilyhomestead.thrivelife.com. So I would say do anything you can to keep your last name off of social media. I think your first name is fine, but if you're early on and you've got your last name on there, change it.
Yep. Yeah. Good point.
And when you introduce yourself, just use your first name. Don't use your full names. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. All right. Any other final questions? We'll wrap this up. Yeah, Ruth, or no, that's Ruth below you. Sorry. April.
One other question. Can you show us what the page looks like? I have searched Facebook and can't find your page.
Yeah. Let me share my screen again.
I think it's a secret group, so you have to be invited. So I'm your Facebook friend, right, April?
Yes.
Yeah, so I can invite you. I can invite John or add. I don't know if it's not inviting, it's adding.
Okay.
I can add Linda. I can add you guys because I had to say Lisa had sent me a link and I couldn't even, it wouldn't come up. So she had to actually add me.
And April, I think you were on my call and I got off that call and didn't even look at the emails that those people left me. So April, I know you were one of them. So if you'll leave that, I can invite you as well. So I'll stay on the call and make sure my eyeballs get all those email addresses.
We'll download the chat. But if you want to just send your email, if you're not on Jara's team and you want to be added, just send a chat message to Lisa down at the bottom of the screen where you can click on, just send it to Lisa, send your email, and then we will add you to the Facebook group. All right. Okay, well, thanks everybody for being with us. Really appreciate everybody being here and all those who contributed. And I want to point out one thing. If you look over Bill's left shoulder is his silver play button plaque. So that should be all of our goals. Jara is almost there, right? You guys are what, like 80 or 90,000 subscribers?
Yeah, 92 and a half about
all right.
We're getting close. They sent us a warning letter, a preparation letter.
Awesome. So 100,000 subscribers and you get that silver play button.
Wow.
And so Bill's got one, Jara's close, and that's
cool.
my goal. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'm just going to leave this up for just a second so people can send their emails in the chat. We got one. And then we'll meet again next week at 7:30.
Thank you.
Hey, you guys have
Thanks
a great
a bunch.
day. Thanks.
Thank you. Have a good night. I think it's April.
Carrie's.
Yeah, I sent Carrie one, but I'll send her another one.
Well, she. Two. Yeah. We should have got. Maybe nobody sent it. You actually, yeah. John is still here, so I don't know. He's sending one.